This program is sponsored by Newcastle County Government.
Welcome to Health and Self. My name is Ashley Thayer, and today we are going to be focused on self-care. You hear about Self-Care Sunday? Well, we are practicing self-care every day. We're going to make for you a crustless spinach quiche, as well as I'm going to share with you some self-care tips that you can carry through with you and practice every day. So here's what you're going to need to make our crustless spinach quiche. You're going to need 4 eggs. I have them separated because I will actually separate some of them in a little bit. Then we have about a 10-ounce package of frozen spinach, but it's thawed out and it's kind of squished and drained. Then we have a ½ cup of smoked Gouda cheese grated, 10 ounces of part skim ricotta cheese, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. You can use whole wheat flour if you'd like, and then about a ½ cup of Parmesan cheese. So yes, it's going to be cheesy, it's going to be delicious, but it's going to be a quiche. Now, traditionally, you know quiches to have a crust. Well, maybe you are looking to lower your refined carb intake, which crusts are made of flour and they have that refined carbs. So today we're going to make one without that. First things I need to do is grab a 9-inch pie pan. I like to use a glass pie dish, and we're going to grease it. So just take your cooking spray and just give it a good spray. Come over here out of the way. So that way it's nicely coated and ready to go, and the egg does not stick to it, because without that cheese, it could easily stick. Put the cap back on. Now, we're going to get started on the quiche itself. I'm going to take my rings off. So we're going to use the 4 eggs. First, we're going to crack 2 regular eggs. Just whole eggs, yolk, and egg white together. And then we're going to dump those in. Now we're going to take the 2 additional eggs, put those in there, and we're actually only going to use the egg whites. So we're getting the protein from the egg and the liquidness, if you will, of 4 eggs, but we're cutting some of the cholesterol out by using only the egg whites. Now, you kind of, when you do this, it's tricky, but just kind of let it run through. You could pour it into your hand if you'd like. I prefer not to get that eggy. You could save the egg yolks as well and use them later. Maybe you want to make a meringue or something fun, but I'm just going to pitch them today, okay? All right. All right, so we're going to put that in our little trash bowl, and we're going to do the second one the same exact way. So I just crack it and then just kind of shift the yolk from side to side to get the whites out. It's okay if you get a little extra yolk in there too. All right. Now we're going to dump that into our bowl. Get rid of these and clean my hands. Nice wet, warm, wet towel here, so that way I can clean my hands nice and well. Okay, now we're going to add the frozen spinach. I know you're like, Ashley, you like to use spinach a lot. And I really like to use frozen spinach because it's already done, it's peaked and grabbed out of the garden at its peak of, like, what do they say, like freshness and peak of growing. But spinach is very rich in iron, yes, calcium, yes, magnesium, potassium, then a slew of vitamins, B6, B9. The crew was laughing at me when I was saying all the different Bs earlier. B6, B9, vitamin E, vitamin C, it's all in spinach. So you get a lot of bang for your bite with spinach. So I added my about 10 ounces, my frozen package, and we're just adding everything too. So your ½ cup of smoked Gouda cheese. This is going to make the dish taste really yummy. Just add that in. Our ricotta. It's about 10 ounces. Let me get a spoon here. All right, there we go. About 10 ounces. So it's not a whole 15-ounce container, and I chose the part skim. So it's made with skim milk as opposed to whole milk. Just dump it right in. And then 2 tablespoons of flour will help bind everything together. And then lastly, our ½ a cup of Parmesan cheese. Yes, this is kind of like a dump and go. Makes it really easy. And get rid of my dirty dishes, and then we're gonna stir this all up and incorporate everything, and then it's going into our pie dish that we've already greased with cooking spray. So just mix it, break up the ricotta cheese, break up the 2 yolks that are in there. By cutting the yolks as well, we're cutting the calorie count down of our crustless quiche. So that is also very, very helpful if you are on a more calorie conscious diet. Oh yes. Now, I know you're saying, Ashley, there's no seasoning? No, of course, we're gonna add salt and pepper. But I wanted to get everything kind of good and incorporated first before I add the salt and pepper. You need about ½ a teaspoon of kosher salt and about ½ a teaspoon of fresh cracked black pepper. I did preheat my oven before the show started. You want to preheat your oven to 450 degrees. That will help your quiche bubble up, bake, the eggs to set. All right, so now I think this is all really well incorporated. You can see all the different cheeses. And we are ready to go into our greased pie dish. So I like to make this when I have my girlfriends over, or my mother-in-law, my stepmother, my birth mother. Here's a fun tip about Ashley. Ashley has 4 moms. Did you know that? So I was adopted. I have a birth mother. I have my adopted mother. I have my stepmother, and then I have my mother-in-law. We'll have to have them on the show one day. Have them all here. It's a fun time with them. But this is great to serve as a fun brunch item, a self-care Sunday item, if you will. You could also make this ahead and serve it at like a baby shower or a bridal shower. Get all the yummy goodness, especially the cheese. Because we're only using ½ a cup of smoked Gouda and ½ a cup of Parmesan cheese, we're getting the flavor of the cheese, because smoked Gouda does have a strong flavor, but without the additional fat and calories. Okay, that's there. We're going to put that in the oven. All right, our oven is preheated to 450 degrees. Now this is going to bake for about 20 to 25 minutes. You want to bake it until the top gets nice and brown and the egg actually settles. So if you were to pick up the pie plate and you wiggle and jiggle, see right now it wiggles and jiggles because the egg's not set. Yeah, look at that. It wiggles and jiggles. But we want to make it so when it bakes, it doesn't wiggle and jiggle. No more wiggle and jiggle. We do not want wiggle and jiggle. Oh my goodness. Now my designer friend Renee on QVC, she always says no more wiggle, no more jiggle. But we don't want our quiche to wiggle and jiggle. Okay, so that's going into the oven. Please close door to resume cooking. All right, we did. All right, that's ready to go. Now we're going to make a salad. Something simple, just arugula, fresh fruit, the juice of fresh fruit. So I have about a 10-ounce package of arugula. 10 ounces is like the going term for today. I like to get just fresh baby arugula. The leaves are a little smaller. Arugula also has a really good kind of peppery flavor than your traditional spinach or lettuce. So a great leafy green for you. So we have our arugula, right? Super easy. I do need olive oil. See, I did need the olive oil. I shouldn't have put it away. You're just going to drizzle about a tablespoon of olive oil over top. This is such a simple salad. You could make dressing, you could make a balsamic vinaigrette, but I'm just showing you how easy it is and how this doesn't have to take a whole lot of time. So we drizzle that. Then we're going to get 1 lemon. Got lemon back here, I've got oranges, limes. Again, kind of what citrus fruit are you feeling? Give it a good roll. That helps to release the juices of the lemon, of your citrus fruit, and it makes it easier for squeezing too. Grab a knife. Okay. Cut it right in half, and we're gonna juice the whole thing. Again, salads do not have to be complicated. Now, when I squeeze the lemon, you know, lemon is high in vitamin C, so high in vitamin C, but I squeeze it into my hands, so that way it catches the seeds, because you do not want to eat a lemon seed. Unlike the lemon, they are very bitter and they do not taste good. All right, wow, this lemon was very seedy, had a lot of seeds. And then just move your hand around to get the lemon juice. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the second half. Throw that away. All right. It's okay if it squeezes. Just close your eyes so it doesn't get in your eyes. All right. Now, if you want to save your lemon halves, you can pop them in a squeeze bottle, a squirt bottle, add a little vinegar, add a little warm water, and then you have a tiny bit of dish soap, and you have a nice cleaning product for your counters. A nice whole, clean ingredients. Okay, for cleaning your counters and things. Now, a little salt and pepper, again, about a half a teaspoon. Doesn't have to be a whole lot. This is truly just the lemony flavor, the pepperiness of the arugula. Let me get some tongs, and we will toss this. Just easy. Oop, run away. I'll eat it. So good. Okay. Again, we don't want it to outshine our crustless spinach quiche, but it's just a little salad to go alongside and to add vegetables too. Okay, I'm gonna set this off to the side. Now, let me check on our quiche. Because remember, the quiche is going to take about 20 to 25 minutes. Let me clean up my station first. And yeah, all right, so let me check on this. And I'm gonna give you some self-care tips. All right, it's baking nicely. Now let me give you some self-care tips. There we go. All right. Self-care doesn't have to just be on a single day, like Self-Care Sunday, or it also doesn't have to be pedicures, manicures, facials, things like that. Those are great. So that's like tip number one. If you can kind of pamper yourself in those ways, that's fantastic. But self-care also doesn't have to really cost any money. One of my biggest tips for self-care, just like my shirt says, it says choose kindness. Speak kind words to yourself. Be positive. Be nice to yourself. So that's kind of self-care tip number one, choose kindness and be kind to yourself. Self-care tip number two, drink water. Your body needs water. Your body is actually 70% water, made up of 70% water. So your cells, your organs, your skin, it needs water. So give it water. Some other fun self-care tips. Journal. You can journal about what your day was like. Talk about it. Just write it. It doesn't have to be a fancy notepad. It can just be a nice little notebook that you just jot down some thoughts from each day. Also, write down 3 things you are grateful for every day. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be hard, but just 3 things that you are grateful for. Like, grateful for the sun shining today. Grateful for my house. Grateful for easy salads that are just citrus and olive oil. Easy. Also, find quiet time for just yourself. Quiet time can include reading a book. It can be binge watching your favorite show. It doesn't have to be, again, this doesn't have to be hard or complicated, but the whole idea is to take care of yourself. It takes care of your physical body and your mental health. Now we talk about our physical body. Move your body. Go for a walk. Do some exercise. At least 30 minutes a day is a form of self-care. Some other ideas that I love to do with my daughters, with all 4 daughters, is we like to have a mini dance party. Like we put on some music and we just move and groove. You don't have to be a good dancer. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I'm not a good dancer. I'm actually a terrible dancer, but I love to dance and have fun. Let's see, what are some other things? You know, do you remember a few episodes back, my girlfriend Christina was here and she talked about the importance of meditation. Try meditation for 5 minutes, just breathing and being present in the moment. So those are some easy, everyday self-care tips that you can practice while you're at home. You don't need a special day, a special self-care day. You want to do it every day. So let me check on the quiche. Now remember, it does take 20 to 25 minutes to bake. So I'm going to check on it and then we'll come back once it's all baked. All right, yep, it's baking good. We're gonna come back once it's completely baked. Okay, so we've reached our 25 minutes. Our quiche is done. But while we were waiting, I found someone very special. Look who I found. Look at this little person is. Who are you?
Veronica.
You are Veronica. And how do I know you?
Because I'm your child.
You are my daughter. What number are you? Are you number 3 in the order? Yes.
7.
You are 7 years old, yes, but you're my 3rd daughter. So Veronica was roaming around the kitchen. She smelled the quiche because it smells fabulous, and she's ready to be our taste tester today, are you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me get it out of the oven. I think we're ready. Shall we check on it? Take a peek? Okay. So let's turn on our oven light. Oh, do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, why don't you stand over here, and Mommy's going to pull it out of the oven because ovens are hot. And then we will make a plate with our salad. How does that sound? Okay.
Good.
Sounds good? Oh, yes. Look at that. I'm going to get a second towel so that way, actually I'm going to put one down because that's going to be hot. And I'm going to get another one out. So that way I have better grip on it because it's very hot. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Look at that, Veronica.
It looks very yummy.
It does look very yummy. Does it smell good?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, turn my oven off so that can start to cool. Okay, we have our salad. All right, I'm gonna have you come stand back over here. And I'm gonna get us 2 plates so we can eat. How does that sound?
Good.
Good? Okay. So your quiche will actually serve, I say 6 to 8, depending on how big of the slices you'd like to make. All right, we got 2 little plates here. Let's fold back. And when you're thinking about self-care, you know, we talk about eating well, taking care of yourself, but also, you know what Mommy's favorite thing is?
No.
Sleep. Sleep is also a very important tip when it comes to self-care. Did you know that? Do you like to sleep?
Yes.
Yes, we both do. Okay, so we have our lemon and arugula salad. Let's put a little bit on each plate. I'm gonna give myself a lot and I'm gonna give you just a little bit.
Okay.
So I know you like spinach. I don't know if you like arugula. This will be real life TV. Must-see TV to see if you actually really like it. Okay, and now we're going to cut our quiche. Let me find a knife. Let's serrate it. I want a plain one. There we go. Okay. So this looks like a pie, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, you know, pies usually have a crust. This one is crustless. So we actually did not make a crust. We're utilizing the egg and the spinach and the cheese to be the crust of our quiche. And do you know what a quiche is?
No.
It's an egg pie. That's simple. It's an egg pie. Traditionally found in breakfast. Okay, let me get a little spatula so we can get it out easier. All right, there we go. Ooh, look at that. Yummy, yummy. I'm gonna cut you a small little piece. You smell all the cheese?
Yeah.
We put 2, well, technically 3 different kinds of cheese in here.
What kind?
We put smoked Gouda. We put Parmesan cheese. You like Parmesan cheese, don't you?
Yeah.
And we also put ricotta cheese. Ricotta cheese almost looks a little bit like yogurt.
Oh.
Yeah, it helps it to stick. Key ingredient in quiche. Okay. So now we're going to get a fork. And grab you a fork. Let me put your plate right here. Get you. Here's a little kid fork.
Yay!
Little kid fork. Big mommy fork. Okay. You ready? It's going to be hot. You probably need to blow on it. Okay. Put a little bit on your fork. You got a big bite. So good. So you taste the smokiness of the Gouda. It's hot as she's trying to get her mouth to cool off some. Oh my gosh. The cheese is so good. The blend and the spinach. Let me try my little lemon salad. Try that. Very citrusy, very fresh. Keeping true, you can really taste the arugula and the lemon, and that's what we want, keeping things back to like their basic flavors. What do you think?
Good.
What do you think about arugula?
Good.
It's good?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. See, I make this for like Nana and when Miss Tiffany and Miss Shonda come over. You know, this is kind of like our Sunday fun day. Oh wait, your shirt says Sunday fun day. But it's not Sunday, but it's okay. You know, wear things that bring you joy. That makes her happy. But you know, usually I make this for my girlfriends and for my moms, as I was telling you earlier. And my kids like it. So guess what that means? Your kids probably will too. So good. You still eating it?
Yeah.
You trying to get your arugula?
Yeah.
You can use your fingers.
Yeah.
It's okay. We don't need to be prim and proper. Do you like spinach? You know there's spinach in the quiche too. Do you know why we like spinach, Veronica?
Why?
Because you're a gymnast. And you need the calcium that is in spinach. It makes you strong. Helps your bones stay nice and strong too. Did you know that?
No.
No. But that's why we eat a lot of spinach at home.
I always like to take spinach whenever you're like cooking spinach. That's in like the bag. And I always get like so much.
You do. You and your sisters always sneak in and you steal it out of the bag and you eat it right there. Easy peasy. This is good. So what do you think? You think we can make this at home?
Yeah.
You think Daddy will like it?
Yeah.
Yeah? It's really great. A great, easy recipe. It's fast. It's hands-off too. So by the time you assemble all the ingredients together and you pop it in the oven, you can go about maybe taking a little time for self-care. You know, finding some of those ways to choose kindness, be kind to yourself, right? Find a little quiet time, share some gratitude in your journal, practice a little meditation, all of those different ways to practice self-care. Or if you really want to get fancy, give yourself a facial, manicure, pedicure, but that's not necessary to practice self-care. So what do you think, Veronica?
This is amazing.
Oh! I'll be sure to increase your allowance after the show for saying that.
Yeah.
You don't really get an allowance, so it's okay. Oh my goodness. It was so nice for you to stop in and join us today on Health and Self, because did you know what, Veronica?
What?
This is actually our last episode of the season.
Oh.
It is. So as we wrap up season 1, we helped our friends learn how to take care of themselves and love themselves. And this is a great way. You were a nice surprise. Oh my goodness. It was so wonderful that I found you in the studio. Thank you so much for watching this season, watching us here on DETV with Health and Self. I hope you learned a little bit. I hope you learned how to make fast, healthy meals for you, for your family, that don't require a lot of time and don't require a lot of ingredients. Get more bang for your bite and just be healthy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Healthy self, healthy mind, healthy body, and healthy planet. So thank you for watching Health and Self with me, Ashley Thayer. and Veronica right here on DETV.